Bitcoin is trading at $93,000. I just wanted to make a quick short-term update here on the lower time frame charts to give you an idea into what I think is happening right now, levels I'm watching, and potentially setups for shorter term trades. I will do a full update again tomorrow with longer details. So make sure you are subscribed to my channel and following my page on Instagram if you do want to get these updates, because I do them for free on a daily basis as much as possible. All right, so a quick update on where we are just to catch you up to speed. We had Bitcoin do an insane rally. It went from $66,000 to basically $100,000 in 3 weeks. It is absolutely insane. It is the biggest monthly candle in the history of Bitcoin since 2009. So very logically, and as to be expected, we didn't hit $100,000 because there was obviously a huge amount of selling pressure. People who were selling their Bitcoin right before 100,000 because everyone was thinking the same thing. It's probably not going to hit 100,000. So people were selling 97, 98, 99, 99.5, and we got the sell-off. That is nothing unexpected or unusual in my opinion, especially since we had that massive run up where we went from 66 to almost 100 without any real pullback. So we had the pullback over the last couple of days, and as you can see, there is still a real logic behind this. So we pulled back to, as you can see, this level over here, about 91,000, and that was resistance for the longest period here before we broke above there and took that stab at the $100,000 level. So now we pulled back to it and we have tested it, and so far it seems to be holding as support. This is a 1 hour chart. And as you can see very clearly here, we had 3 thrusts here. So it makes a lower, low, a lower, low, a low, 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 lower, low. And the RSI, as you can see down below, I'll make an arrow here just to make it more clear. But you can see this had a bullish RSI divergence where the lows were not being confirmed. And that is always something that we like to see. If we are bullish and we get this 3 thrust pattern on the downside into what we think could be support in confluence with this bullish RSI divergence, it makes it more likely that we do get a bounce, which we are indeed seeing. However, you can see on the shorter time frame, we have now changed market structure where instead of making higher highs and higher lows all the time, like as we've been doing, we have now made a low here, a lower high, a lower low, and a lower high. So we're in this pattern in the short term where technically the market structure is now bearish. So we would have to see, and you can see this red line over here, this previous low that I've marked over here. I believe this is the important one to overcome now, just a bit under 96, but let's call it 96,000. So we have to now reclaim 96,000 before we can attempt 100, in my opinion. Now, obviously, that's logical. You need to go through 96 before you get to 100. But the point here is that on the chart, if we don't get above here, we can forget about the bullish upside targets because this could now act as resistance. And if it gets rejected there, then it is still possible that we could go down to the next main level, which is basically these lows over here. It's about $85,000. And as you can see, I've circled all this because these are all lows. This is all liquidity. So this is all where people have been longing the breakout to the upside, and they put their stops all the way down here. So there's a lot of liquidity here. If the bulls can't hold this level over here, if we can't reclaim this red line over here, and we do retest it and reject, then 85,000 over here is still possible, and that might still not jeopardize the entire bull market. It is still completely possible that even if we have more of a sell-off and we hit that 85,000, that would clear out a lot of leverage, a lot of FOMO, probably put some fear back in the markets, and if we can sweep that and reclaim it, there's still a chance that we go back above $100,000. So at this point in time, I think if I had to guess, I think we clear the 100,000. I think there's too many people who are shorting $100,000. There's a big liquidation cluster of shorts above 100,000, and I think we do clear it before this bull market cycle is over. The only question is going to be: is that now? Have we had the dip? Does 90,000 hold? And do we take another run at this $100,000 level in the next 1 or 2 weeks? Or do we get a bit more of an extended correction not get above 96,000. First take out 85,000 before taking out the $100,000 level, probably only later in December, maybe middle of December, something like that. Keep in mind, we have Mercury retrograde that started on November 26th and lasts until December 14th, I believe. I'll put it up here on the screen as I'm saying this. And during Mercury retrograde, there tends to be a more probability towards correction and chop. That's why I'm saying the second scenario of us potentially rejecting and still having another leg lower and potentially taking out 85,000 during the next 2 to 3 weeks while Mercury retrograde is in play. That is a possibility. But also, like I said, that does not necessarily end the bull market, because we could just sweep that 85,000, reclaim it, and do go for the $100,000 level, 110,000. That is approximately the level that a lot of these on-chain models start to get significantly overheated. But it would take out the people who are shorting $100,000 and putting their stops at anywhere between 100 and 110,000. So I do think there's a decent probability at this point in time that we do take out $100,000 before the bull market is over. By the way, if you want my real-time daily updates and analysis, and when I think the market is topping and when I'm personally looking to sell, I share all of that in my VIP membership. The link is in the description down below. If you want to join us, join me, join more than 3,000 members in our Discord with my daily updates. There's a 60-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk to sign up. But next week, Monday, on December 2nd at midnight Eastern time, I am doubling the price permanently. So you still save 50% if you sign up before the price doubles. And you get access to all my updates in real time, which at this point in the bull market is basically invaluable and it is risk-free. Come and join us. Link in the description down below. So before wrapping this up, real quick, my thoughts on this. Whatever happens here, if Bitcoin is ranging within this $100,000 to $85,000 level, let's call it that, as long as Bitcoin starts ranging within this level, there is a real chance that we start to see altcoins pump, so that we see a rotation, regardless of whether or not Bitcoin still corrects several $1,000s, maybe hits that 85,000. There is a real possibility here that we see a rotation of capital into altcoins. We've already been seeing it the last week or two, but especially this could be the case if we see Bitcoin kind of range here or even pull back a little bit, and we start to see the Bitcoin dominance move lower. We could really start to see altcoins do big pushes over the next couple of weeks, and that is obviously what we are all waiting for, because I'm guessing that most people who are watching this, most people who are in VIP, most people that I know also, they're mostly positioned in altcoins. So we're all looking for that pump of 2x, 3x, 5x, 10x in altcoins, because that is going to make huge differences in our portfolio values versus Bitcoin. At this point in time, I think the majority of people don't really have an overweight holding towards Bitcoin. And even if Bitcoin goes to 150,000, that isn't even a 2x at this point in time. So most people are watching the altcoins. Hopefully we're going to get that massive altcoin pump in the next 4 to 8 weeks, where everything goes absolutely parabolic. I will do a much larger, more detailed update tomorrow, so make sure you are subscribed. Check back in tomorrow, and I will see you in the next video.